What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bag Reviews by Dave Sam. Today we're taking a look at a sleek tech backpack that takes a very unique approach to backpackery. It's not a new entry to the market, however, it is a fan favorite. Let's check it out. If this isn't your first bag review by Dave Sam, thanks for coming back. If this is your first bag review by Dave Sam, thank you for joining me. Thanks for checking out the channel, much appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe below and potentially even get notified for new content. Let's jump right in. Of course, we've got the Citadel R2 from Black Ember, and R2 stands for the second installment of this bag. And it brings some minor but welcome improvements from the first design. Let's start with the outside of the bag. All black everything, as you can see, except for these little strappies at the bottom here. I ultimately think that this is a limitation of the material that they use on this bag, and we're gonna get into the material in a second. It is fantastic and unique, but they only really sell it in black. They do have a multicam version for some of their bags, but pretty much all of their bags come in this black color with this material. And speaking of this material, like I said, it is fantastic to kind of touch and feel. It is definitely not like anything you've ever felt before. And it was specially designed by Black Ember. Part of the reason they specially designed it is because it is super water resistant. They even go so far as to shoot it with a high pressure hose. And you can see that on the website, and everything kind of just cleans off the bag, and then when they open it up, everything is nice and clean. Of course, the YKK zippers add to that, or add to that additional water resistance of the bag. So the material that they use for this main portion of the bag is and I'm just gonna read this here, Microhex 800 denier 3-layer waterproof textile. So if the name is any indication, it's an extremely unique material, something that you're not gonna find on your average bag. The other thing you'll notice is that a lot of these accents, zipper pulls, these clips here, materials, are gonna be made out of a T6 aircraft grade anodized aluminum laser etched hardware. So ultimately it is something that's specially built, specially designed for this bag. And you're gonna see where this laser imprinting comes in throughout the bag as we're kind of turning it around here. There are 4 main compartments, or 4 AquaCard zippers that are outlining the outside of the bag. 2 on the top here, one being the main clamshell opening, the other one kind of giving you access to the laptop. We'll obviously get into all that in a second. This main compartment up front here, which kind of acts as a quick access, but is kind of a catch-all as well. And then on the back of the bag, there is a little secret compartment here, which again, we'll also get into. This laser cut hyphalon is really nice. And again, this is where they decided to use lasers on the bag. All these little attachment points make it modular as well. So you can remove these handles here, place them on the other side of the bag, remove them all together. The base weight of this bag is about 3 pounds, and that's with none of the accessories in it. So it also has a DSLR kit that you can buy separately that kind of installs or modulates again into the bag. That only adds weight. It's also, I wouldn't say it's heavy, it's probably another pound or 2, maybe 1.5 pounds. But when you're thinking about a 4-pound bag with nothing in it, you're already thinking of something that's gonna be pretty heavy at the end of the day. I will say though, these handles are fantastic. They feel so good to use. They're the perfect amount of cushion. The bottom part is really nice and soft. These metal hooks feel really high quality. And then again, when they're hooked into this laser cut hyphalon, they feel like they're perfect fits here. They're very snug. Nothing is gonna move them, unless of course you're really trying to get them out of there. But nothing is gonna move these right now. This harness system is extremely comfortable to use. This is one of the things that they updated with the second version. And overall, they're just nice, cushy, thick straps that when they're on your shoulders, you're really just not gonna feel the weight of. It is really nice, really padded. The back paneling here has these nice kind of thick padding, or this nice kind of thick padding that is just on the back. So gives you a lot of good cushioning on your back. And then it also accompanies this really thick kind of channel that runs all the way from the top to the bottom of the bag. And this channel is gonna give you that nice kind of sweat protection, if you will. The other nice things about these straps is that they completely unhook on the outside and can be stored away. And they're stored away just in the back panel here. So you lift this up and just kind of fire these in the back. Next on the outside of the bag, we have the water bottle compartment, which is not really a water bottle compartment. It's just these two straps that are yet another additional charge. That are honestly pretty cumbersome to use overall. You've got to adjust the strap to the exact size of the water bottle you're using. So if you use one water bottle consistently every day, you can set it once and it'll be okay. But then you're also kind of using these clips to get it in and out. It's just a little bit cumbersome to use overall. It's an interesting and again, unique approach to the way that you would implement a water bottle compartment in a backpack, but I ended up usually putting my water bottle just inside my bag, not taking up too much space. One of the advantages though is that because it's such a variable size and it is a nice big strap, is you can fit a pretty big water bottle on the outside. Last but not least are these accessory straps, which are also on the bottom of the bag, which are yet again another additional charge for the backpack, but they are really high quality. They're nice. They add a little accent to the bag in this orange and give you the availability to add something like a yoga mat or maybe carry it in a jacket or something on the outside of your bag. All right, let's jump to the inside of the bag. And on the inside of the bag, there is a 25-liter capacity overall, and they use a matte silver 200 denier ripstop nylon lining, which is a mouthful, and you'll see what that lining looks like. It is a nice lining overall. I wish there was a little more padding, and you'll see where that comes in, but let's start out at the front of the bag here. Big, nice compartment right at the front of the bag, spans the entire front of the bag. And it also has some nice and thoughtful features on the inside with pocketing. That being said, that's kind of where the niceness of this pocket stops. It has absolutely no dimension. So even right now I have the bag kind of barely full and it's still kind of just hard to access. I wish there was a little more dimension to this pocket, which would make it a little more easy and would make it the definitive kind of quick access pocket on the bag here. One of the nice and again thoughtful design features here is that there is kind of a locking mechanism to this zipper. So if you pass this all the way through here, you can pull this zipper all the way taut. So if you do need to secure something in the bag, this is a pretty interesting and good way to do that. On the back of the bag, and we already mentioned this zipper a little bit, there is a secret compartment that again spans the entire back of the bag. So it's nice that it is nice and big, but I personally don't end up using these secret compartments all that much just because they are directly on your back. You've got to take the bag off to really access it. And it does, again, end up being a little cumbersome. It's not really for me, but it is an interesting design, interesting feature. And again, if you've got something like extra cash, your passport, anything that is secure or needs that security, but you want to have it on you at all times, this might be a good pocket for that. All right, moving to the top of the bag, there are two zippers that go across the top of the bag, one at the back end, one at the front end. The one at the back end only is a quarter zip or so. It only goes across the top and it gives you direct access. And this is kind of how you access the bag. You fold over from either side. It gives you direct access mostly to your laptop. So this laptop compartment is really, really nice. It's super, super cushy, nice felt lining on the inside. Never worried about my laptop. Also has a nice false bottom, about maybe an inch, inch and a half off the bottom of the bag. So you really never had to worry about your bag ever falling. The other thing that you can see here is that there is, basically this is your quick access pocketing right here. So these two compartments at the front and the back of the bag, so these two right here, are gonna act as your quick access. Anything that I needed to access really, really quickly, swap the bag off, put it in here or grab it from out of here was a lot easier than using, this front pocket. The other thing this gives you access to, and when you see the clamshell opening, you'll see this more clearly, is this middle modular compartment that does come with the bag, but also has kind of I think it's an iPad compartment. I use it for my iPad. I think you could use it for anything you wanted to use it for. but it is a completely flat compartment. So as long as that thing is flat, magazines, paper, or whatever, you could throw it in here. Now this is where we get to the coolest part of the bag, and I like this compartment or this zipper the most. It is a complete clamshell that allows you full access to the bag or everything that's in the bag. I've got just a trusty dongle cable kit in here. On the front of the bag, you can see there is a nice mesh compartment that lines the front, and then 2 more of those pockets, just like the ones in the back, same exact size, lining the front. So these 4 pockets combined really become most of your quick access. Anything you need really, really quickly to access, that's where you're gonna get it from. Also across the front of the bag, they have this other, again, flat compartment where you can put anything in. I often will see maybe like a really light jacket, rain jacket, something like that, stuff in the front. Again, paper, magazines, anything like that, you could stuff in the front. Again, you could use this for an iPad or anything like that. But all the stuff that you put in this front compartment of the bag restricts the access to this actual quick access compartment. So this quick access compartment can really, really quickly become really useless if you're filling out the front of the bag or even stuffing the inside of the bag. When you get on the inside, like I said, this piece is modular. There's some Velcro just connecting it. You can completely remove it. That's how you're gonna add in that DSLR kit that sits right at the top of the bag. But without the iPad in here, one of the oddities about this thing, and I've got 2 of these actually, I'll explain that, why I have 2 in a second, is that it starts to kind of bend. I don't know if there's like a metal frame in here or something, but it starts to bend over time and bend out of shape. So it's just odd, but it doesn't reduce its ability to work or carry anything. Just rounding out the inside of the bag here, we've got another mesh compartment lining the back. So this part and the front part are basically mirror images, the front of the bag and this back part of the bag. One of the nice things about the way that these pockets are distributed is that it keeps things in certain parts of the bag. And if you are used to using some of these clamshells, you'll notice that oftentimes you just throw things in the bag and they just start falling to the bottom. So having a lot of these pockets that line the top of the bag does keep some of it at the top and allows you to distribute things a little more evenly in your bag, which I like and is, again, a nice, thoughtful design feature from Black Ember. When you swap this piece out for the DSLR kit, I think one of the major disadvantages is, unfortunately, it just squishes all of these quick access pockets. These 4 quick access pockets more or less become, again, rendered useless. You end up using that DSLR pocket or that DSLR bag as your quick access pocket. All right, now that we've taken a look at the outside and the inside of the bag, time to get to some conclusions. I did use it for a couple of months. I do like this bag for the urban tech commuter kind of person, somebody who is going to be in the city, who maybe has a tech job or something like that. If you can handle some of the quirks, this might be honestly the perfect bag for you. The other thing that I'll mention, or the story that I'll tell about Black Ember specifically, and you probably, maybe you can see this as, I had an issue with the materials kind of coming apart a little bit, the glue coming apart. And I emailed Black Ember, sent them a picture, and they immediately sent me a second bag. No questions asked really beyond the picture. So kudos to Black Ember. Awesome, awesome customer service experience. Definitely has made me purchase more of their stuff. Even though this bag does have some quirks, they have definitely solved them in some of the other bags that they offer. So more to come from Black Ember on this channel. Overall, I'd recommend this bag for anybody who's commuting regularly, needs a waterproof tech bag, which is honestly anybody these days who, especially people who are working in cities. A lot of us are walking, a lot of us are getting around on bikes and whatnot. I would definitely recommend this bag if you fit that profile. All right, if you're still watching, thank you for making it to the end of the video and checking out the Citadel R2 with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified for more content coming from this channel. There is gonna be a lot coming in 2021, so come join me for the ride. Thank you. See you soon.